Here's where I'm heading for my backpack. This is Lake Ocoee, and that is Big Frog Mountain. I'm going to be hiking on the eastern side to the left there. The road to the trailhead seems much worse than in the past. Lots of really bad places like right here. And at times you almost need a four-wheel drive. I've got all-wheel drive, which is pretty good though. It's around 1:30 in the afternoon after a tough drive up the mountain. I'm at the trailhead for the Big Frog Wilderness, which is everything you see pretty much that way, around 7,000 acres, I think. And there's the beginning of the trail and the wilderness sign up there. And right at the trailhead, I was wondering if I'd see wildflowers, is a great crested dwarf iris. Here's a topo map of my route, starting at top center, camping at center left, and day hiking to the bottom left. At about a third of a mile, it's been a good hike wildflower-wise, although not a lot of them, but I of course saw the crested dwarf iris at the trailhead. Then shortly I saw a showy orchis. And my top five, that's two of them. Saw a columbine in Amy's house in her yard yesterday. There's another crested dwarf iris. And that leaves bluebells of my top five, which I saw at IAMS on Friday, I guess. And that leaves only the lady slipper, which I doubt if I'll see, although I have seen them here, but I think it's too early and I'm too high to see them on this trip probably. One reason for maybe not too many flowers is the wild boar have really been active, digging up roots all along the trail here. And they often eat wildflower roots. Here are still photographs of some of the wildflowers I saw, starting with some species of violet, a crested dwarf iris, and a Catesbes trillium. This trail, 64, ultimately leads to the summit of Big Frog Mountain. And that's the summit right there. There's a great campsite off to the left side of that with water. Well, I'm doing a short backpack in the Big Frog Wilderness. It's a big area itself, but adjacent to it in Georgia is the Cohutta Wilderness, and together they constitute almost 30,000 acres of protected land. It's a wonderful area. It doesn't have any significant single site, but like a bald or big rocks or creek or river, but overall it's a great place with lots of forest, and I like it. I worked to get it designated wilderness in the 70s and through the mid 80s, and I'm hiking on the Big Frog Trail, which leads to the summit of Big Frog Mountain. I think we're getting close to a pond that the Forest Service dug for wildlife, I think. Here's the junction of the Rough Creek Trail. It goes down to Rough Creek off to the left. The Big Frog Trail continues on, and there's a great little campsite down there I didn't recall. I may go down there and assess staying here for the night. It's almost 2 miles. And I think the pond is on out there. And here's the pond, farther away from the trail than I'd expected. And not as big as I ever, well, maybe about the same size. Looks like I could get water out of here, have to treat it, of course. So I may just stay at the site near the pond. Here's my campsite from above on the trail. and heading on down the Big Frog Trail toward Low Gap. About a tenth of a mile on down the trail is an incredible water source. I think it's only wet weather maybe, but I wish I'd come on down here and gotten the water, because that could be, you could drink that just like that. The pond water was pretty scuzzy, and it's got to be treated, obviously. Shortly, the old road that I followed to my campsite has ended, and I'm on a foot trail now. And thankfully, foot traffic only, no horses, certainly no motorcycles or bicycles even. And I don't expect to see anybody both days I'm out here. It's a great view looking down into the Rough Creek drainage with the sun out of the shadows where I'm at, but still hitting the valley down there. And the trail continues on out toward Low Gap. You can see the ridge up there, much higher. It leads up to Big Frog Summit, at least 2,000 or more feet elevation from here. I continue on out the trail just a short ways. You can see out there is Low Gap. See the light through the trees there. And that's as far as I'm going. There's Low Gap, and good thing I stayed back where I did, because I don't see any water, hear any water. There probably is water way down there, but I really don't want to go down there. I would not. Well, there are lots of campsites here at Low Gap. There's an old fire ring, not used in a good while. A stand lead, I think, goes off to the left there. And Big Frog Trail that I'm going back on is to the right. I finally found a trail, probably goes to water. I don't know where else it would go, but it looks like a long way and a good ways down. It's on the west side of the gap. By a little after 6 o'clock, I'm back at the gap where I'm camped, and going to have dinner. Here's my dinner for the night. I'm doing some bouillon right there, candy bar desserts, Crystal Light lemonade, some olives, and Chalopia garden vegetable pasta. I've never had it. We'll see how it goes. And the fire gets started. Wood is really dry. Getting close to 8 o'clock, and I've got a fire started. Got to add some wood in a second here, of course. And we'll be heading to the tent 8:30 or 9 when it gets dark. The dinner was just okay. I still haven't found a prepared bought meal that I really like. I've got to start bringing ones I prepare myself. There's some gnats. I think one of them was on this lens just then. Gnats flying around, small, and some flies, but not a problem. They don't bite. They're just a nuisance. So a good hike. I'm tired, and it's close to 8:30, and darkness is arriving. Still some light up there, but not much. Leaving camp right there around 9 o'clock, and in the distance, not so far now, is Big Frog Mountain. Here's the road that will lead the rest of the way to the trailhead, an old logging road. And right here, just beyond the campsite is right out there, the trail goes, the old road goes down to the campsite, whereas the trail continues up to the right as a foot trail, and has never been a road. like to leave trails a little better than I found them, and this tiny little saw allows me to clear up small blowdowns like that one. On the other hand, this one's just a little too big for my saw. Here's a view of the Big Frog Mountains, looking over the Ocoee River, which is down there from the Boyd's Creek overlook.